Hello, let's do Wordle for August 1st. Let's give the wheel a spin, see what we're starting with today. Looks like parse, suggested by Ty. All right, I like the word parse. It's not only used in programming, but I definitely use it in programming, that word. To understand how a sentence is formed or whatever. Also used in programming languages. All right, we have an A second. Is today another AY word? That would be unfortunate. Why don't we avoid that for a little bit? But let's think about what letters are going to be super common in an AY word. So L's are very common. T's are common. Probably N's. That's probably enough. I mean, these are just the common letters right now. So let's just get common letters. Land. If I can, maybe ending in maybe an ANT is what I'm thinking. But then I don't because I don't have to use the L. But is there anything that's ANT like this, or maybe AINT like paint? Unfortunately, daint like dainty. Wonder if there's like an AUN. Yeah, the aunt trap. Oh, so not only do we have the AY trap, we also have the aunt trap. If we're in the aunt trap, let's just find out now. So there is taunt, but let's not repeat a T if we don't know it's the aunt trap. Font, gaunt, haunt. What's like the most common letter I can put here? Daunt. I think H is really common, so let's just get haunt here. Although I don't think H is very common if we're the AY trap, so maybe we should be more careful. G maybe for the AY. All right, let's try gaunt. All right, not the aunt trap. We have an N somewhere. Could still have a Y at the end. I mean, obviously, I'm just being careful about the most trappy situations. There are obviously other words that are none of those traps, but we don't really have to worry about those words as much, right? So something like candy might be a good guess at this point. Tries to place the N, checks for that Y at the end that I'm concerned about. At this point, it's probably better just to know. Sure, candy is fun. All right, no Y at the end. So we're not the aunt trap, no Y at the end. I don't think we're a trap, so now we just have to think about options and come up with a good guess here. Kind of nice to not have a trap today. All right, we've got I's and O's. We should probably figure out if there's one of those. I'm thinking about like an I there, but we're almost out of ways to do I something at the end of a word. Like usually like ID or IC would be ways to do that. IT, but I mean, we don't have those. IF, I don't think so. IH, no. IJ, K, L. I wonder if it's something like a repeated A, like banal. That might be a good guess at this point. Let's try it. Oh, for a second I thought I got it. All right, so it's BAN something. Huh. We don't repeat the A. That's good to know. Banjo? Ooh, banjo's a fun word. We are on guess 5, but do I really need to be all that concerned? I really just don't think there's all that many words. I just want to get banjo in 5. Yeah, okay, it was banjo. That's a fun word. We're using up our J's. There aren't all that many words with J in them left. Every time there's a word with J coming up, we significantly reduce the chance that any further word has J's in them. It's kind of interesting. It is the least common letter among the 5-letter words, if you believe it. All right, cool. Banjo and 5. That's a fun word today. Let's check with the bot. Okay, if there's an awkward cut, it's because I had forgotten to update the bot. I was sent an update, so this bot should work a little bit better. There are still improvements intended here, so we are going to need to hold off on releasing this. I say we as if it's up to me. The person creating this doesn't want to release it to the public yet. So people asking for a link, I'm sorry, there is no link yet. We're going to turn on hard mode here. So our answer was banjo, and we started with parse. Okay, so this is what's interesting is it's actually really hard to get a proper solve rate um, in hard mode with all the new answer words. Um, so this is why we're just generally losing more often. It says tabla is the only way to really avoid this. It's kind of interesting because it's really hard to analyze 130 words as possible here, but it does have that AY trap and the aunt trap. So I wonder if that's somehow avoiding that. I went with gaunt. Just go right into the trap. I know that I can do a filler on guess 5. It's not going to do that. So, all right. So after gaunt, now it's confident we can win because it's not the aunt trap. I said candy. That is actually up there. It's not the perfect. Lanch, canal. Interesting. I would not have done a double A at this point, I think. Cando, I don't know what that is, but candy is what I did. And now it's saying, okay, we're down to banal, banjo, and mania. Mania, one of these things is not like the other. So it's saying just go any of them and it'll get it. Interesting. I thought the one starting with B would be the better choice, but mania has the repeated A, so it still distinguishes banal from banjo. Interesting. So I just picked, I just got unlucky. But after banal, it is banjo. Very nice. And there was nothing else I could have guessed. So yeah, I don't think I had to worry too much on guess 5 there. Cool. So it would go tabla, and then it goes bandy, and that immediately gets us to banjo. So it gets it in 4 using a word I don't know. Now let's scan down the list for the first word I do know, talon. All right. So from talon, it actually is going it's saying we're down to banjo, mango, or nacho, and we can go either banjo or mango. And either of those would be good. Just don't go nacho because it doesn't tell you the difference between those two. So it's actually got a 50% chance to get it in 3 if we go to talon. But if it does go mango, then we get banjo right after. There's also banco, cando, and danio. All right. So from here, we don't have a suggested start because apparently those were pre-computed. So we have to re-pre-compute them. He's still figuring out how to do that. So we're just going to continue starting with Saleh here. So it goes Saleh, then Carney. Panga, mango, manga. I don't know what panga is, so let's just choose mango here. And then now it's banjo or panko. So it could get it in 5, but it has a 50% chance to get it in 4. Interesting. Okay, yeah. I mean, banjo's not a word you're going to get consistently in very few guesses just because of the rareness of the J. The rareness B is kind of rare too. It's a strange form. It ends in O. Cool. Why don't we, it doesn't take very long to also just throw in a couple common starters as well. So from least, it's going to go Karen, then banjo. Wow. So actually, it's going to pick between banjo, mango, panko. So, but if I take the top of the list, that's 3. But that's luck. And if we do adieu, a lot of people like to start with adieu. Saying go clasp or lose, probably not lose. Then ranty, then mango, then banjo. All right. What's another common start? Stare, canal, hanky, banjo or mango. All right, cool. The most common start of all, pizza. All right. It's saying table, baron, banjo. Nice. Yeah, see, pizza gets it in 4. Beats me. All right, cool. Pizza table. I like it. And isn't Red Baron's a pizza also? That's fun. The pizza table, the little white table that they put in the middle of the pizza. Yeah. This is very thematic. I like that. We'll end on that. Cool. Well, if you would like to watch the New York Times games, you just got to click at the end of the video. It'll take you right there. And there's also a pinned comment with all the videos I made today. And if you enjoyed this, why don't leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.